So China did something special. And it looks like Iran did too, but let's talk about China. It is the number of, is it the number of medical facilities and hospital bed that was available? Is it? Because if you look at the chart, total case number per 1 million population for China is 56, whereas in Italy is like 20 times larger. Is my math right? Yeah, it is right. Yeah, so in Italy it's a lot more concentrated and a lot more focused. USA not so much, but this is not a fair number because most of the cases in New York, like I said, it's probably high. Like actual reality, there's like a total case number in 1 million population. If they limit to the New York state of New York, I think this is a lot more higher. A city of New York. So when I looked up the internet sources, statistics source websites that shows the number of beds per capita, China is now actually in the top 40 for the number of hospital beds. So who has the most of the bed? Well, South Korea is at the second. Italy is in 26. Germany is at the 4th. France is at the 10th, and USA is at the 32nd, and Canada is at the 36th. Each country have a different medical system, so how likely people go get tested is probably also different. I have a friend in Cambodia, and then he said people in Cambodia, the number of the virus carrier is like 70 or something like that, like less than 100. But what he said is the one who get tested positive are mostly foreigners who lives in Phnom Penh or Cambodia, or Cambodian who goes back and forth between countries, so they have more money. So if the virus is around in like day-to-day market, that not many people may go get tested. So similar thing may happening to the other countries who doesn't have a good medical system. China was not in the top 40 of the bed number, but they built the 2 large hospitals like within a matter of a week or something like that, and then each both hospitals together can host 2,600 beds total. And I heard like they making other cities are converting like a studium or something into isolated hospital facilities to host that many number of COVID-19 patients. Is it cultural, social, economic differences? So some of the comments I got from my first video was that I wasn't paying any attention to cultural, social, economic differences when I was discussing the numbers, and of course I wouldn't, because I'm not a sociologist nor economist. Nothing. So I'm not talking about that. I'm only talking about China had a Chinese medicine. That's why the recovery rate, the graph of the recovery rate is so beautiful. Like that's how I want to say, because this is my profession, and then I truly believe that my job is cool. Yeah, so for the cultural, social, and economic differences, my answer is maybe. I don't know. There may be a number of factors that I have no idea. However, because I'm a Chinese medicine practitioner, I strongly believe that the Chinese medicine changed it. I truly do. So here, so the role of Chinese medicine in this COVID-19 pandemic is that as of last month, more than 85% of all coronavirus patients in China, about 60,000 people have received herbal remedies alongside mainstream antiviral drugs. In eastern Zhejiang province, Zhejiang province is near Shanghai. More than 95% of coronavirus patients have been given both Chinese medicine and Western medicine. In Beijing, more than 87% of patients received the combined treatment. Beijing's 87% is a little lower than the Zhejiang province, but still high. Beijing is like what? Like a Toronto of or Vancouver of Canada, right? It's pretty high. Among them, more than 92% of patients improved. This is remarkable. This is remarkable. This one sentence, this few sentences here only should be shared, I think. 92% of patients who took Chinese medicine, Chinese medicine got improved. Majority, really truly majority, good 90% of patients with COVID-19 took Chinese medicine, and among them 92% of patients improved with their conditions. And today, say it's middle of the March, so in 3.5 months, China really tackled it. I think it is truly remarkable about how they proactively did it. In clinical trial of 102 patients with mild symptoms in Wuhan, patients with combined treatments of Chinese and Western medicine compared with the control group of patients receiving only Western medicine, scientists concluded that the recovery rate was 33% higher. This sentence also should be shared. If Chinese medicine can be given at the mild symptom stage, which most of the active cases in any countries are usually majorities of mild cases. If the mild cases are treated when it is still mild cases with Chinese medicine, there's a good chance that those people, the COVID-19 won't progress to the severe cases. So coronavirus and COVID-19 summary with the characteristics of the disease itself. It is highly contagious. During the incubation time, it seems to lower your immune system. It seems to disturb your immune system, and then other diseases do, like flu. COVID-19 coronavirus does that more aggressively, and then to the point that the part of the Western medicine, Western drug medication is in China. They also use this medication for HIV/AIDS. Because and I'm not sure that what exactly the medicine does to bring the lost organ functions back or immune system back, but it seems to disturb your immune system. Just because you're a strong guy or you have a lot of energy to do a lot of things, that doesn't mean you have a good immune system. Because in Chinese medicine, true immune system requires strong body and great digestion, as well as good emotional health. In Chinese medicine, it's total one package. It's not about how heavy you can lift this you can lift, or how many kids appointments you can put in one day, or like your true strengths of the person is whole one package. Once it is compromised, regeneration of the immune system is important, obviously. During the incubation period, patients are asymptomatic except some fatigue. So this is the tricky part that I guess everybody knows. Incubation times, you don't have much symptoms except you're fatigued. And during this time, and then those things are happening in the world, and then like me not working and then not moving, so I feel more sluggish and heavier, and then with stress, and like you may have fatigue in general, or you may have a common cold, so you may feel fatigue, or maybe coronavirus. So this is very tricky, but this is the how you feel during the incubation time. Organ functions, when it gets severe, organ function starts failing very quickly. Reversing the organ failure is essential to save lives when it's at this stage. Elderly and those who have pre-existing diseases have poor prognosis. And this is another reason I think it hits in Italy so bad, because Italy has the most number of the elderly people after Japan, I think. Japan has the more number of elderlies. So Western medicine approaches, so there is no known cure and the specific antibiotic medicine. And then this information I gathered from the CBC news site, and then like what is actual treatment, like it's really surface internet research. So if someone knows the other information about how Western medicine is doing, I'm very interested to know. So anyway, as far as I know, the mainstream antibiotic treatments focuses on the relieving symptoms. And then using respiratory support, CPL and IV for fluid support, some antibiotic drugs. Yeah. 19 countries are doing researches for developing anti-coronavirus drugs. Japan is one of them. A few countries successfully isolated the virus. And then, I don't know what's the next steps after isolating, but we are not at the point of having a medicines yet. But I know that I heard that it can take usually months and months to develop an appropriate medicines. Clinical studies after studies and researches and testing on various animal to human. I think it takes months. Also, it costs so much money to develop medicine. So each time the new virus comes, I guess that the Western doctors tries like whatever medications that you can think of that you already have, and if none works, like COVID-19, you need to develop another one. And it's because Western medicine goes micro to micro to micro. From the moment of like a microscope, and then like people found that this is bacteria and a virus, and then people start finding more smaller entity like a DNA or genes, or like it goes small and small and small, micro how things are working, and then Western medicine try to change things from this micro level, and this is and then come up with a specific drug for this specific feature of this thing, I guess. So I find that it's unproductive. I think it is unproductive. So Western medicine goes to micro and micro and micro, and then Eastern medicine, on the other hand, goes macro.